Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. Today I'm going to show you how you can set up the high availability of Eureka server. So I've just uploaded a video with regard to the setup of Eureka server in AWS. So if you haven't watched that particular video, go and watch that video from the playlist which I've already created for you guys, and the playlist is available in my uh, YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do is to show you guys that how this Eureka server is going to be highly available. So this is the IP address of this Eureka server, and okay, let me just show you. This is the IP address of Eureka server. So I've shown you guys in my previous video how the service is going to be registered with Eureka server, and is that particular service is going to be running on different EC2 instance, and all this stuff is running in a Docker container, and we have deployed all the stuff through Terraform. So please watch this video. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set up the high availability, and I'm going to show you how it is going to be done. What I'm going to do is to create an AMI of this particular EC2 instance or Eureka server. I'm going to call this Eureka server. Okay, I'm going to simply copy this, and I'm going to paste this here. So I'm going to create one AMI, and if I navigate to the AMI section, you will see that uh, this AMI is in pending state. And now I'm going to show you the Route 53 script that I'm going to use. So let me open the Visual Studio Code here, and I'm going to open this directory which is living on my desktop. And in this particular uh, okay, in this particular directory, I've created a script. Okay, let it open, and that particular script is relevant to the registration of your server. And I want to show you this one. This is the script Route 53. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to fetch the local IP address, and I'm going to provide the zone ID. Which I've already created. That particular video, please go and watch that video from my playlist. And in the zone host ID, I'm going to simply provide this hosted zone ID. If I navigate to the hosted zone, you see one hosted zone I've created. It is the private hosted zone. Simply copy this ID, hosted zone ID, and update the script with this ID. So all you have to do is to make sure you update this zone hosted ID, and this is the name, Eureka server cloud geeks.ca.local. So if I click here, I've created one A record with this name, Eureka server .cloudca.local. So make sure that these two things should be updated, and save it. And I'm going to show you guys the high availability, how it is going to be set up. So just to give you a little brief theory on high availability and fault tolerance. Lots of people think that these are same, but there is a difference in high availability and fault tolerance. High availability is something in which you can say you can face a little bit of downtime, and tolerance is the one in which you can say that you did not face any downtime. The example of that I want to give is that, like, aeroplane. In aeroplane we have four engines, and if one of the engine is get failed, uh, the aeroplane is not gonna go down, or three engines are more than enough to make the plane uh, fly. So this is the fault tolerance. As far as the high availability, and the example of that, I'm gonna say that if you're you know do driving, and if one of your uh, car tire burst or got punctured. So what you have to do, you have to stop the car and replace that particular wheel with that with the right wheel in your um, trunk and change it. So this is the high availability. So you do face a little bit of downtime in high availability, and for that you set up SLA, which is the service level agreement with your client. So these are the two stuff you should be able to understand. Now let's back to our setup of the high availability which we are going to create with the Eureka server. So as I told you, I've created the script. So what I'm going to do is to navigate to the EC2 section, and I'm going to create launch configuration. So in launch configuration, we have the latest launch configuration and the old one. So I will go for the old one as we don't need much with regard to the that setup. This is the new launch configuration. So if I navigate to, I guess, okay, launch configuration kit, I think I don't see an option to navigate to old. Let's see, let's say, I mean, create launch configuration. It doesn't really matter. Call this Eureka server. Okay, and I'm going to select the AMI which just we have created. You see, a few moments ago, Eureka Server AMI. If I navigate to this section, you see this is available now. So let me just put it here. Okay, so instance type I'm going to select for this demo is going to be T3 medium. That would be okay. Okay, I'm going to select this one, T3 medium, and I'm going to create a one role. Why I'm going to create one role? In that particular role, I'm going to give full access to the Route 53 for this demo. You can narrow it down. So if I navigate to the IAM section, and if I navigate to, let me show you that. I'm going to create role for the Eureka server. So navigate to the roles, create role, and I'm going to create role for the EC2 instance for this demo. Click next, and I'm going to use the Route 53 AWS predefined or policies, and I'm going to give this full access for this demo. Click next, and I'm going to call this Eureka server role. So I'm going to create this role. Okay. So if I go back to my EC2 section, the role is not going to be a display here. I have to refresh it again. So just to make sure that role is available. So I'm going to fill this stuff again. Eureka server. Copy it down to save the time. So okay. This is the AMI we are going to use instance type. As I told you that we are going to use the T3 medium, and I'm going to select this one. So if I navigate to the, you can select the spot instance as well. So if I navigate to the role section, now I'm able to see my role. So Eureka server role which we have created, and give this guy permission to the Route 53 full access. And if I click the advanced detail, so in user data section, this is the one which where you can put your scripts. So we are going to paste our script here, and I'm going to select all, click copy, and paste this user data. So this part is done. Okay. Um Okay, that's all we need, and I'm going to create this. Okay, launch configuration. I'm going to select this Eureka server, click acknowledged, and create launch configuration. Okay, our launch configuration is done. So what I'm going to do is to set up the auto scaling group. And in that particular auto scaling group, I'm going to stick with only one EC2 instance. And it is going to give me high availability in a sense that if one availability zone goes down, we will be able to see, sorry, Eureka we will be able to spin up our Eureka server in different availability zone. Let me show you that, and I'm going to give you a live example of that. So, okay, let's switch to launch configuration. Click Eureka server, which this is the launch configuration we have just set up. Click next. I'm going to select my VPC, which is the Cloud Geeks CA.Eureka, and subnets. For this demo, I'm going to select the public subnet to just make sure that I should be able to access those server. Okay, public. Even in the launch configuration, I might forget to give this public IP address, but definitely in your environment production, you should not even go for the uh, public IP address. Just set up in private subnet and use the AWS client VPN for that. I have videos as well, or you can see my whole playlist with regard to the VPN setup in AWS or in any other environment. So I'm going to click next. I'm going to give this tag, okay, notification tag. Tag is going to be Eureka server .ha. So I'm going to go with the my desired minimum max capacity of 1. So create auto scaling. One or more security group is okay. I forget to give. Okay, little mistake I guess I've done in the launch configuration. Forgot to give the security group. Okay, and I'm going to update that launch configuration to make sure that so it is not going to work. So let me show you that the mistake I've done in creating the launch configuration. Okay, the one thing with regard to the launch configuration is that you cannot, edit this launch configuration. So simply you have to get rid of this launch configuration. So I'm going to pause this video, or let me show you that uh, I'm going to delete this launch configuration. Okay, so you have a good knowledge regarding that. If you even done little mistakes in creating the launch configuration, you can't edit those. So I'm going to create again. So I'm going to select my AMI. I'm going to choose instance type T3 medium. Okay, and um instance profile of the is the uh, EC2 role for to access the route 53 we have created. So in advanced detail, what I'm going to do is to provide this metadata and only assign public instance launch in a subnet is the default by default. It is enabled. So we have done mistake, I guess, with regard to the security group. So this is done. So create a new security group, but I'm going to go for my existing security group. I'm giving this Eureka server and um, okay, I'm going to select my existing key pair, click acknowledge. So this part is done. Our launch configuration is ready, and I'm going to create one auto scaling group with the same name. Okay, and I'm going to call this Eureka dash server and select this one. So we have created this Eureka server and click next, and I'm going to launch this in my VPC, and the subnets I'm going to use for this demo are the public subnets. So as I told you, you should go for the private subnets. As this is the demo, I'm not going to create set up any VPN or client VPN or do any SSH tunneling via SSM manager. For those I've already created the videos. You can watch those. So I will set up the tag. I'm going to call this Eureka dash server, and this is going to be our launch configuration. Click on the auto scaling group. So auto scaling group is created. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to navigate to my EC2 section, and I'm going to terminate one of my, in fact, one of the EC2 instance, which is actually the previous Eureka server, and I'm going to simply stop it or terminate it. So let me stop it, or you can even terminate this one as well. So so currently, what it is doing, it is launching the Eureka server HA, and 1020.254 is the private IP address, and in previous the IP address is server is 1.178. So if I navigate to the route 53 section, so you see this is the IP address. Let me just refresh it and see whether it has updated the route 53 or not. So you see the Eureka server URL is updated with the latest EC2 instance IP address, which is the .254. If I navigate to this, click this, and paste the URL here, you will see Eureka server up and running, and currently you see no application are going to be registered. So what currently it is doing, that services are running on this, and it is looking for the Eureka server. So it is unable to find the services, but you will see in a few moments that the services are going to be registered with this EC2 instance which we have launched. So we have to wait for a while. It will take some time, because currently what it is happening, that if I navigate to the services section, if I'm still logged in, and the IP address of this is 175. Okay, so if I do, let's see if SSH is stopped. Okay, let me show you. I have to just refresh it, and you will be soon see that application services are going to be automatically registered with this IP address. So we have to wait for a while. I mean, so let me even close this, and I want to do again SSH into this particular machine. Okay, okay. So and the Eureka service, I'm going to show this PAM key, and I want to show you that I'm going to SSH into this particular machine again with my IP. And if I do sudo -i, if I do docker ps hyphen a in if I do docker logs hyphen f, our services service is running into this particular machine, and if we see the logs, so you see resolving Eureka server configuration. So it is looking for that particular server, retrying, see, retrying to connect. So this is what I have to show you guys. So it is currently retrying, and we are not doing it manually, and everything it is trying to do is to look for that particular server. So I guess I mean our server is now up and running with the new EC2 instance. If I do refresh, so it is keep trying to make sure that it should be able to register with this new EC2 instance. So definitely it will take a little time. So you have to be patient because our whole server got down or stopped. Even let me even terminate. Okay, I've in fact terminated this actual server. Now it is running. Now it is running here with HA. So registration process do take time. I mean, I've set up the TTL for 10 seconds. So although it is able to resolve, and registration of services will be definitely going to be in a few moments. Till then, I'm going to pause the video and show you guys. So guys, I've just waited about a minute, and you see it is services are now registered automatically with the new server. So if I navigate to the log section, you see the services registration status was 204, and now it is I mean changed now able to update and registered automatically with our new server. So you see, it is automatically able to register, but as I told you, you have to wait for a while because the new server is spun up. And let me show you one thing is that again, I'm going to terminate this and I will show you that the script I've provided you guys, what it is going to do with the auto scaling group. The auto scaling group, it is going to check health check. Default health check of the auto scaling group towards the EC2 health check. If it didn't see the EC2 instance is available, let's say currently it is in the availability zone. Let me show you in the US East 1B. So what it is going to do, it is going to launch one EC2 instance after a few while, and you see this server is gonna be no more available. So with regard to the high availability, we have set up our high availability infrastructure in a few moments. So what it is gonna do that it is gonna after the health check fails, it is going to launch one more EC2 instance. So you see server is no more available on this IP address. So what I'm going to show you guys is navigate to the auto scaling group section, open in another tab, and let's try to just refresh it and wait for see our new instance is spun up. And if I navigate to this section, the status of this is going to be available one here. So our desired minimum capacity is one. Auto scaling group fulfill that, and in that if I click here, the IP address of this is 1021.89, and the previous IP if I navigate to that was 1020.254. If I refresh my page, you will see this IP is going to be updated because we have set up our infrastructure in a way that it is going to update and update this IP, and our services is definitely going to be again failing because it is again unable to find the I unable to resolve that particular URL. So you will see that the logs will show that it is, you see, discovery client port, this was unable to send heartbeat. See, so this is failing, and as I told you that I'm providing you the production ready stuff for your Eureka services, and it is going to be highly available. So if I click on this Eureka server, you will see our new server is going to be up and running. And as far as the service registration is concerned, this will take about uh, few minutes, but now it is actually quickly registered because of the caching and TTL stuff. So if I navigate to this, you see, after the registration status is 204, we will see that it is going to be, I mean, change. You see, getting all the instance, the response status uh, is now changed, and it is able to communicate with the server, and everything is up and running. So this is the way you can set up the high availability of Eureka server and survey auto registration of your services in AWS cloud. And I guess in fact everyone do agree that AWS is the best number one cloud in the world where you can set up easily high availability and all this automated stuff, and you can use AWS cloud services. You have to just watch my videos till end, and everything is going to be set up for you. So this is it, guys. Hopefully you like the video. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe my channel. And this is the way you can set up the powerful infrastructure on AWS. This video is not just relevant to the high availability of Eureka server. This is the way you can set up the high availability of any other server, and I'm going to show you the fault tolerance in my later videos, and I'm going to show you the multiple EC2 instance or in the same region and different region that you can set up the fault tolerance as well, and you can do the load balancing as well with regard to that. Thank you. Have a nice day. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Thank you.